Welcome. This video sequence is going to include some of my favorite exercises for spinal mobility. So to begin, take a look down at your feet and get them straight and level, maybe about hip distance, shoulder distance apart, whatever's the most comfortable for you. And we're going to begin by opening through the chest and extending through the spine. The arms are going to come out to the sides, making an L shape like a goalpost. And then as you exhale, we're going to flex the spine and the pelvis, rounding through the back. Inhale as you extend, letting fresh energy into the body. Exhale as you flex, stagnant energy out. So spinal cord breathing really helps us to generate more movement through the flexors and extensors of the spine, as well as the pelvis. What you want to make sure of on this exercise is that the knees stay soft and you get that extension through the hips and the spine without actually going into hyperextension. As you flex, the same thing. You don't want to push back. Okay, so the knees stay soft as we move into extension and we move into flexion. Energetically, let fresh energy into the body. And as you exhale, you can even make a sound as you push turbid chi, chi meaning energy, obstructed energy out of the body. So we're releasing stagnation, obstruction through the muscle tissue, through the organs, and through the energy. Fresh energy and oxygen in, metabolic waste, tension out. Notice what you sense and feel in this exercise. Are both sides of the pelvis, the ilium, moving equally? Is it as easy to flex one side or the other? Awareness is one of the keys to health and healing. So become really aware of your movement, releasing through any spots that feel stuck with just a gentle range of motion. As we do this movement, we're opening through the conception vessel, the front of the body. That's the yin vessel. The governing vessel, the back of the body, the yang vessel. And the objective here is to rebalance. Rebalance the flexors and extensors of the body. Rebalance the anterior chain, the front of the body, with the posterior chain, the back. And find that balance between the yin energy in front and the yang energy in back. That balance of strength and vulnerability. That balance of stillness and action. On this next one, turn towards your right side, opening through the body on the right. Exhale, center. And turn to the left, opening and back to the center. This really wrings out that tension in the spine. Turn right, back to the center. Turn left, back to the center. Let's do a couple more here. Opening to each side, once again, noticing any subtle differences. And once again, only doing what's safe for you. This is a lot of rotation. So enter this movement gently, being patient with yourself and your body, understanding that it takes time to adapt, and that over time, you should be able to increase this range of motion with consistent practice. Now bringing the arms down, you can widen out the feet a bit. Let's go ahead and extend, flex the knees in the center, and then extend as we move to the side. So we're going to inhale, flexing through the knees, just in a small squat there. Exhale as we push towards the side. This is a really good exercise for the meridians associated with the element of the earth, being the spleen and the stomach. Fresh energy in, wring out any tension. So you can imagine just wringing out through the rib cage and the torso, opening up through the obliques. The knees remain centered here. So you want to make sure that you're not moving the hip joint. Grounding through the feet, earth element representing that grounding of our energy, that balance and centeredness. You can imagine that the energy in the torso here gets clearer with each pass. Letting go of any thickness, any sludge, lightening up the whole energetic system with each pass. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And here we're going to move directly into knocking. So for knocking on the gate of life, which is an extremely popular Qigong exercise, the feet can be about shoulder distance apart. And you want to ground from all 3 points of contact. So for a moment, really tune in and sense and feel the ground underneath your feet. Okay, and from the ball of the foot by the big toe, feel yourself rooted from there. The ball of the foot by the pinky toe, same, and the heel. And as you root down, begin to turn from the hips and the waist. The knees should remain relatively stable. And we're getting a really nice opening here of the waist, the spine, the shoulders, and the upper back. We're knocking here at what's called the gate of life, the Ming Men point at the lower back. It's where the kidney energy meets, the yin and yang energies, forming your true energy. It's where we have our essence housed. It's called Jing in Chinese medicine. We can purify and refine that to produce fresh, unconditioned life force energy called Qi. Giving ourselves a nice little self-massage here at the paraspinal muscles. Awakening and invigorating the energy. Feel the feet rooted, feel the legs like the trunks of a tree, your arms like the leaves and branches. The stability below, the stronger that is, the more we can unwind above. So feel into that strong stability and that strong foundation. And coming up to the chest, let's tap here. Nice, strong tap at the chest muscle. Also right around where the lung meridian starts, lung points 1 and 2. We're going to release energy here. This is a spot that tends to get pretty tight for a lot of us. It's a spot where we can hold a lot of emotional stress. Shoulders get rounded. Let go. Invigorate the energy here. This is good for boosting our energy and vitality. And bringing it back down. And let's just let the arms drop. And rather than go into water waves here, let's go into what's called spinal enlivening. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn. And with each turn, you can actually lift up onto the ball of the foot. You can imagine like your hands are floating on the surface of water. As you turn, looking all the way behind you, turn, and just notice where you feel this movement. Where in the body do you feel this? The hands are down by the hips here. Feeling into the flow. Stabilizing on one leg as you turn from the other hip and then the other. Now bring the hands up, palms facing out, and do the same movement. Notice if you feel it anywhere different in the body. Looking behind you, feel the spine, visualize the spine. As you open through the spine, letting it articulate here. We're also opening through the chest a bit. You can feel beginning at the lumbar spine, that release, the thoracic spine, all the way up to the cervical spine. Now bring the arms straight up overhead, reaching up towards the sky in a V shape. And turn the universe here. You're turning the stars, still grounding below. Opening up through all the joints of the spine. Coordinating that with the hips. The whole body is always integrated, working as a unit. Pay attention to that integration here. And let's bring the hands down now and back to the center. Widen out the feet a bit. We're going to move into what's called swimming dragon. So looking down at the feet, they're wide and they're pointed forward. Hands are by the heart center. And we're going to move into a lateral lunge. So we're going to shift the weight to the left. And then we're going to shift the weight to the right. And as you do this, notice where the hands go. They're going to follow the leg. We're going to get some real good strength in the legs here. And as we strengthen the legs, we're going to get some great flexibility of the upper back, of the shoulders, and of the spine. But we're moving now in a frontal plane movement, which is a lateral movement. So before we were moving in what's called the transverse plane, which is a rotational movement. This is a lateral movement. So shift the weight right, let the hands follow, and turn your head to the other side, getting a nice amount of rotation in the cervical spine as well. You can go as low as is good for you. This is a great cleanse, good for the liver and the gallbladder. Nice internal cleanse, releasing tension from the spine, strengthening through the foundation. creating strength below and flexibility above. Finding that motion, that swimming motion, that flow, that state of flow. Inhaling center, exhaling as you turn. Release any tension from the lateral lines of the body. Let's do 2 more here. Coming into the center, go ahead and keep that nice low squat. Drop the sacrum, lift the crown, find your center, and just begin to move the spine. And as you move the spine, let the arms follow. You're not going to move the legs. The hips will move a bit. You can come up as high as you'd like here, articulating through each joint of the spine. And you can come down low, moving the spine like a snake, feeling the movement generated by the spine rather than the hands. Notice if you can sense and feel that. You can come down low. You can raise that back up. Feel into the spine here. Feel the spine move like a snake. Swimming dragon, finding that sense of flow. Opening through the whole spine, feeling that strength in the legs, that flexibility in the upper body, and that mixture of that strength and flexibility creates a nice resilient body. Now on this next one, just bring your hands down onto your legs, and we're going to move into one of my favorites. This is called Move the Body Like a River. We're just going to shift the weight to the right, shift the weight to the left. And as you do this, let the whole spine follow. So feel the whole body move like a river, flowing like water. As you shift the weight, feel the spine from the sacrum all the way up to the cranium. Relaxed. And entering into the flow. So beginning the movement down by the sacrum, the movement ends up in the cervical spine. And be patient with yourself. This exercise took me a really long time to begin to feel that I was able to do without tension. So you want to always keep yourself safe. So allow yourself plenty of time to adapt. Noticing any spots you're holding tension, letting go. And come on up. Bringing the feet a little closer together. We're going to end with 2 exercises for spinal mobility. back in the sagittal plane, okay? So the first is the spinal wave, and all you're gonna do here is just come forward and wave up. We're undulating the spine here. You can lead the movement with the cervical spine by bringing the chin forward a bit and then tucking under. Inhale up and exhale forward. Ground through the feet here. See if you can articulate and undulate the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Inflection and extension. Letting go of any tension in the spine. Finding that mobility one vertebrae at a time. Once again, this one takes some practice. Gently breathing into any of those stuck spots. Visualize letting them go without force. On this next one, bring the hands down, palms facing away from each other. Same thing, inhale up, right around the level of the forehead. Exhale, bring the hands around and down. Inhale, bring that energy straight up the spine. Right around the level of the forehead. Exhale, down and around. This is called the fountain. Really letting go of any rigid spots in the spine. Moving in a state of flow, harmonizing the breath with the movement. Ground through the feet, round up one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, moving without force in a state of flow. See if you can just bring the breath up with the hands. As you still the breath here, let the mind be still. Exhale, feel that energy shower down around you. Let's do two more. And last one. Bringing the hands at the center, storing the energy in the lower dantian. Thank you for joining me today in the spinal mobility flow.